For them, it was absolutely for the first time.
You are going to do some training program for them, is it?
Yeah. Yesterday, they had their year-end last year-end. It was little delayed. So they had some meeting for projection and all.
Or some kind of a strategy meet.
Yeah.
And it went on well.
Absolutely.
Huh.
See, because what I do is I have my own way. Everything is human angle. And I've realized, see, today in our country, thousands of years back, they have come out with something which today many people do not know. They are still doing R&D, spending billions of dollars to tell already what is written in our books. So if we just take few things about reality, human realities, so much is there.
Yeah, see, what I was thinking was, after we spoke last week, last week we both tried to discuss about the topic of somebody having done a problem, and how do you make sure that the problem is corrected, and how do you overcome that situation and still succeed. Imagine if the situation were a different one, where, let us say, you are continuously being told that you are doing good. And when you have the appraisal, then you are told that you are doing good, but you still need to improve. Okay. And then I ask you as to what is that I have to improve. Then we give a very vague answer. Okay. Nothing which is very specific. And then after that, when the increment comes, or the time of shelling out the money comes, I don't give you so much as the others. Okay. Then I kept tell you that if you come and ask me what happened, sir, then I tell you that, look, you need to improve still. There's some way to go. And both of us are there. We will work it out together. Then I'll ask you, sir, what is it that I have to improve? There are quite a few areas where you have to improve. I don't really be specific at all. Now, if such a situation is there, the employee would get really frustrated, isn't it? Where I'm not really telling what to improve, but I'm continuously telling you that you need to improve.
Yeah, I had a similar situation.
That is, I think, something which is equally good, so I thought we could speak about that today.
So what I tell this, I was given around 25 people, disgruntled people. I only asked them one thing. Tell me why somebody is born in the slums and he could be more intelligent, and it is proved that they are much more street smart. They are able to solve any sort of problems. And many a times I've seen managers telling me that the juniors are much smarter than them. So the question arises, first question I want to ask you is the world fair? Not fair. Why you should be born in a privileged home? Why somebody should be born? Let's not go too much into the spiritual aspect. So are you convinced that there are many aspects where the world is not fair? Now, if you're not accepting the reality and you're stuck to your expectation, you are going to spoil your life. The company not giving you, the manager not giving you increment, no problem. But you not giving you a pleasant life is something which you are creating for yourself. Because life is not logical. Okay? I do X amount of work, you do X amount of work, result should be Y. No, not possible. Okay? So if you don't accept that this reality you're not accepting, then one increment has gone little less for you, whatever be the reason. Okay, there are people working more for you in smaller companies, but they get lesser salary. Let's be very clear. What do you want in life? Pleasure or pleasantness? If this incident is giving you unpleasantness, you have to accept it. If you don't accept it, then you are going to keep on disregarding your own life, and you are going to give more pain and disturbance and distractions in your pleasantness, which you are creating.
So that is something which would definitely make me come to the ground reality. Okay, saying that, look, I know whatever I've got is okay. It's not bad. I move on. But then for me to still understand what I need to improve, how do I go about? So,
see, what I need to improve, then I analyze them and I tell them, see, you need to, do this. Okay. Because of this reason, you're doing this. Because of this reason, you're doing this. Okay. If I'm able to give them ways and means, you will improve, but still there is no guarantee, because if your boss hates you, you will improve. That I promise to you. But your salary will improve, I cannot promise to you.
See, what I have done in such a case is I use what is called a stakeholder assessment. That means if, let us say, it's quite natural in organizations where the manager is telling that you are doing good, but you have to still improve. That is quite normal, because of, I think one of the fundamental reason is the manager is not capable of telling what to do, because manager's job is to tell that.
Yeah.
Manager's job is not
able to tell.
He's not done the job because he's not qualified, not trained to do the job. Qualification is a different thing. He's not trained to do the job. And for that, again, there is an interesting model which I'll speak a little later. But first, I'll talk about this. This guy. What I would do is I would ask him to find out who his stakeholders are, list out his stakeholders, and then find out what is the level of interest and then level of, I think I showed you last time, right? Level of interest and level of influence. And based on that, define how good does he know the stakeholder. That is the first thing. Second is, from his opinion, what do you think the stakeholder is expecting? And what are you delivering for that expectation? It could be a simple guy that he wants him to not keep on continuously disturbing him, to keep on giving him updates on something or the other. When this fellow is constantly doing that, then it's a kind of an irritant. So the boss may think that, look, this fellow has to still improve. He's immature. He's not mature enough to come and tell me when the job is almost done, Or if somebody is expecting that, look, I want him to continuously keep telling me, and this fellow is staying aloof. Never has he told the boss what is happening. Then the boss thinks that he's not good in keeping me updated regularly, so he has to improve. And in both the cases, the boss may find it a little odd to explain to him as to why he has to improve, or what is it thinking that he has to improve. And for that, I had done a program in Germany. Okay. And that I used it quite regularly in my career for a long time, and further evolved it. There, I used to make note of these three things. Whenever in any interaction, I feel that something is not going so well as a leader, I would note down what the context was and what was the behavior that I observed and what was the outcome. In a sense, see, you can only give a feedback which is very specific, right? Generic feedback will not really make much sense. So I would write down the context, observe, and then the behavior and the outcome. Okay, these three in my own words. I note down. I've been using this technology for a long time. I would either note down in my mobile phone directly, or I would write down a piece of paper and later transfer it to the mobile phone, Excel sheet. Then I added to that three more things. First is, did the guy know what he has to do? Which means, did he have the goal clarity? That means, was he having the clarity as to what the desired outcome was? Second is, was he having the skill to do it? Many a time, the guy knows what to do, but then he's emotionally so charged up, either very happy, very excited, or enthusiastic, or whatever it is, where he really bungles it out because he's not able to express it quite correctly and thoroughly. So whether he had the skill to do it. And the third one is whether he had the attitude to do it. Goal, skill, and attitude. Okay. So I would write down yes or no. Sometimes I would write down yes or no. In some cases, I've written 1, 2, 3. 1 is low, 2 is medium, 3 is high. Then I would go part of the Kubler-Ross curve, which I showed you the other day. Kubler-Ross change curve. So this entire thing, I would note it down. And then once a week or once in 15 days, whenever we meet, I will pick up those things of that particular person. I had an Excel sheet. In the Excel sheet, I would keep on updating it. So when I have a discussion with him, I'll take only his topics. 3 topics are there, 4 topics are there. Then I speak to him about those 4 topics from a perspective of trying to see what I have observed and what I have understood, and to listen to his view as to what happened. And that would give us an opportunity to discuss. And the second thing which was happening was the my reportees would feel very surprised and very happy that I have been able to give a very specific pinpointed feedback, and which could also get them to reflect and see what better could be done. That is what I was doing. I don't know whether it makes sense or not to you.
No, it makes a lot of sense. When does it make a lot of sense? Now, see, we both are working as colleagues, okay? And you get promoted. This problem came because of that. And now I'm handling 2 more cases like this.
Yeah.
You get promoted. And I don't like it. Because I think I'm better than you.
Yeah.
You got promoted.
Yeah.
So you're talking about increment. Here it is complete promotion. So I need to report to you.
Yeah.
So I hate it. My relationship with you changes. And you are waiting for a chance. Okay, you are doing like this. So they wait for that KRA, final KRA, and that reflects very badly. Are you getting the picture what I'm trying to tell you? So what you are telling works where if I am very truthful, I have integrity, then things work out very well. But many times...
this one, just hold on. See, this one, interestingly, when you say that, what comes to my mind is, I have always had a situation where people elder to me were reporting to me. Okay. In all my roles. Or very rarely would a younger fellow report to me. But it will always be elder people reporting to me. Maybe this methodology, I could gain respect in them, saying that, look, I'm putting in an effort in trying to understand what the situation is. I'm not simply telling for the sake of telling. See, somebody says that your communication skills are not good. Somebody says that your ability to be assertive is not good. Meeting early, you're not participating correctly. You know, that is a very vague statement. That's what a normal leader would do, right?
Yeah.
So in this case, me being very specific, especially in that case, I'm sure they also have the similar conflict. I was young, very young, in fact, and then trying to lead somebody senior. Maybe that could have had the impact which gave me the result, because from that I moved on to leading another higher level of level where again the juniors were senior to me.
Here what happens, I'll tell you, sir. In a company like Boss, let us suppose, the framework is fixed.
Yeah.
The framework is fixed. You have to do it like this. And it is done. But if I don't like you, though I have done the framework, though the result is there, for me to create problem if I don't like you is not very difficult.
It's not difficult at all. No, not at all. Not at all.
So,
not at all.
So here what happens, there is something beyond, that's why I use that word integrity. Something beyond paperwork, something beyond the stakeholder acceptance and all. No, my stakeholders may not have any problems with me. But if I have a problem with my boss, then I'm not going to get that increment.
Correct.
But I have to decide that boss's decision is not going to change my life.
Correct. That is something correct. That has to be within you. Otherwise, you can't wake up the next day and go back to work. It's not possible.
So here today, with EQ being less, I'm finding people are not able to face the reality. Today, I'm finding a lot of EQ, things coming in the way of people. And they are not able to face today's brunt of the thing. I keep telling people, life is not going to be fair. Okay? X goes and takes one class, Y goes and takes another class. X is paid more than Y. Maybe because of his university background.
Whatever it is.
But then his delivery may not be good. The result may not be good. We don't know. There are so many such incidents. And you have to accept life is not going to be the way you are. Finally, what are we, man? If you accept the reality and find out at best, what is the maximum I can do? What are the steps I need to take?
Yeah, by doing that, you can sleep peacefully at night every day.
That's it.
And then laugh with your friends and have a drink or whatever.
Absolutely.
That's something which is very important, right?
But very unfortunately, today, people are only gauging life is not maths, life is not physics. The rules of gravity and all are maths and physics, but not human life.
Correct.
There is no, even your pressure cooker temperature will change, requirement will change from ground level to mountain level. So we have to understand there are so many factors involved.
That's true. Now you tell me, one of the other challenges that every newcomer in an industry faces is the need to do a lot of activities where he is not really sure whether it should be done or not done. And there are a lot of things being bulldozed. Everybody says you do this, you do that. and many a times it looks as if it is senseless to that person. And in some progressive organizations or progressive bosses may at least ask him to tell what is it that he felt senseless for, so that we can review that.
Correct.
Otherwise, he's doing the same old activity. How would one get motivated in that context? What is your thought on that?
What happens? Let me tell you. I'd gone to one school, teachers training, and the same topic came. Sir, why I have come here as a teacher? I'm finding I'm doing more clerical work, which is not needed. Then I told her, do one thing. Why did you come and join here? I like training. I mean, I like teaching.
Teaching, okay.
Yeah, I like teaching. I said, okay, then do one thing. Simply write the consequences of doing this. What are the advantages? And the consequences of not doing, what are the disadvantages? And go through it 2-3 times in a day for 1 week. And then you tell me what happened. She changed just by writing consequences.
That's all. Because once you know every job which you do, even the worst of the worst jobs, you have something to learn. You have something to learn.
Yeah.
And I say that the life is teaching you all those things, right? Absolutely. Many times you have not learned it. Therefore, God and divinity or whatever it is putting you in that particular position to learn that. So moment you recognize that, whatever job you do is very pleasing. It's not really that kind of a disturbance is not there. And again, for that, in my doHow app, there is one module which talks about identify how do you find purpose for your job. You may be doing something which you feel that it is not really giving you satisfaction, happiness, etc. And in not all companies have they linked your activity to the final end noble goal of the company. The end noble goal of the company could be to build schools and make sure that the children in the villages are getting good water, etc. That could be the somewhere in some top level of the company. But as a sales executive, I am supposed to be calling every day 3 phone calls. And what way will it help for me to do that goal is something which I can't understand, And there, this is precisely the same thing. You list out what all activities you are doing, and from there, write out what is good out of that, what is not good out of that. But again, in the app it is. Mine is in the app, so I give it to them. And they write it down. Within no time, you see a transformation, like what you said. People are very motivated, and they realize that whatever I'm doing has been the best thing that could have happened to me. It's a huge opportunity. So you start thinking of leveraging that situation to grow further.
Very true. Very true.
I call it as a job purpose analysis, to finding the purpose in your job.
Very nice. Because what happens without purpose now, it's very difficult for people to continue work. If you have a purpose, gone case.
No, they would still continue. It will be like a walking dead man.
No, then getting up in the morning is difficult because the purpose is not there.
Like a walking dead man. It's not really that connect is not there. You don't have any heart in the work. It's only the physical hands which you are using, which possibly was the case long time back, right?
Yeah.
When man evolved industry, use of physical hands was the biggest thing. So there they didn't really bother whether the fellow is connected or not connected. All you had to do was plant 200 seeds in a day, and that was it. So I don't know whether any connection was required for planting 200 seeds on your own. In compared to today's world of talking to 200 people, which is your job for the day, is totally different than planting 200 seeds in the soil.
Absolutely.
It's because here it involves people and it involves uncertainty. You don't have the same kind of feedback.
No, even the seeds, Dinakar, it's very interesting. They did one experiment. They gave 1 acre land to men and 1 acre land to women.
Okay.
And women's rice field was more bushy and...
because the emotion being planted in, is it?
Yes, they are singing and planting and those people,
Yeah, it's possible. Yeah. If it's possible. If I look at the terrace garden, possibly my wife gives a lot of emotion and love to the terrace garden.
Yes.
It's possible. Yeah, very much.
It's a lot of difference.
Yeah. So Ajit, thanks a lot once again for a great discussion. It was really very inspiring, and let's catch up again next week.
Definitely.
And in the meantime, we just told